Hello and welcome back to my channel, where today I will show you how to decorate my black cake in this floral painted design using the plastic bag technique. I'm Yvette, owner of Enchanted Cakes by Yvette, and whilst I've had the pleasure of creating hundreds of wedding and celebration cakes, my focus is to now help you master the basics of cake decorating so you too can go on to enjoying creating your own masterpieces. So before we start, go and hit the subscribe button and the little bell next to it so that you don't miss a new episode. Let's get started. Our petite 2-tier cake today is a 6-inch round base cake and a 4-inch top tier. Both of these have been covered in black fondant the day before, so they've had enough time to firm up for this design. I like to use the pre-coloured black fondant from Bakewell's, as it's a true black colour. It's much easier than trying to colour it from scratch yourself. I'll pop the link below for my discount code Enchanted10 that you can use at Cakers Warehouse for a 10% discount to purchase any of your cake supplies, including this fondant if you need. Now, step 1 in this design is the gold floral outline. This I have free-handed, so there is no exact pattern to follow. I just knew the basic style and direction of the design that I wanted, so I included lots of leaves and swirls. Now I will say that when I set out to achieve this design, I was all ready to use my gold paint and paintbrush, and then I remembered I had a new gold edible marker from Monica at Moorish Cakes that I wanted to try out. I have nothing but good things to say about this product. The finish is beautiful and it actually feels and looks like a painted finish, with the added benefit of much easier control that you have with the pen. You can see that the actual colour is nice and thick, so it's not too see-through at all. Now make sure when you are drawing this design on that you keep in mind to leave open spaces for the flowers, and remember that after you add all the flowers, you can go back and fill in any more gold leaves and swirls that you want. The second step is to add the coloured flowers. I am using the plastic bag method, where I have tied a knot in one corner of the bag, then turned it inside out and secured the open end by trapping air inside. If you want more detail, I also have a free PDF tutorial on my website with more colour photos of this technique. I'll make sure I pop the link below so you can access it if you like. It also has the complete list of tools and equipment needed for this design. Now I paint on edible food colour directly onto the scrunch centre of the plastic bag using a flat bristle brush. I'm starting with hot pink by Colour Mill, and then I add in some white as well, so that I have 2 different shades of pink, which just adds some interest to the design. My 2 top tips for this technique are: when you add the paint onto the plastic bag, make sure you don't overload it, or else you won't get as much definition in the painted finish. And 2, don't keep adding more paint after each flower. Gently press the bag onto the cake to make a small flower with a little pressure, or a larger flower with a bit more pressure. As you go from one flower to the next, you will see when you need to add more paint and can decide if it's more hot pink or some white for variety. Remember, you can always practice this technique on a flat surface first and then apply it to your cake once you are familiar with it. Once you have finished painting the flowers, go back and add in any extra gold leaves and swirls with your edible marker to fill in any gaps. The third step in this cake design is adding the gold sparkle. I am using gold glitz blend and mixing it with some Baker's Booze, both from Colour Mill, and then painting it onto the torn edge of my black fondant. Again, I find using the flat bristle brush to be the easiest way for this. I mix a little at a time inside the lid of the glitz blend, as you don't need too much. Don't make it too runny or overload your brush, as you may find it runs down the side of your cake, which is really not ideal. Lastly, make the sparkle mix a bit thicker and gently dab some gold sparkles onto the flowers to make centers. Once you finish this, your beautiful cake is completed. So to recap, I've started the design by firstly drawing on my gold background design, next by adding my painted flowers using the plastic bag method, and thirdly I've added the final gold sparkle details. Now all of our tools and equipment can be purchased online at Caker's Warehouse, and you can save 10% by using our discount code Enchanted10. That's ENCHANTED 10 at checkout. They also deliver worldwide in case you're not in Australia. Now before you go, I will leave the link for the downloadable tutorial for this cake below, and thank you for joining me today. It would mean so much to me if you hit the subscribe button or share this video with your cake friends so I can ultimately help more cake decorators just like you. See you next time, and happy decorating.